Hey guys, today we're out in the service truck. We're chasing after a crack on a tandem axle Kenworth. The rear axle cast steel housing where all the fluid and everything sits in the differential is cracked. So let's go take a look at it. I haven't seen it yet. Just saw kind of an up-close picture. Couldn't really tell what I was looking at. So let's go see if we can fix it. Hey guys. I'm going to record a voice memo over this because it's quite loud and you can't really hear me talk at all during any of these clips. So it's just a basic crack repair. I start off by wire wheeling off the part. I do some carbon arc gouging, some grinding, needle scaling and die grinding, and then I fill it up with 7018 1/8. I'm using my Lincoln Electric Vantage 400 for this repair and mostly 1/8 7018 rods, running around 125 amps. So I hope you enjoy it. Skip ahead if it gets boring. I tried to shorten up the clips the best I could without taking out too much of the content. So yeah, I'll see you at the end of the video.
Hello. Okay. Thanks for watching. It's awesome that you made it this far. I appreciate it. So I just wanted to talk about that repair. It's been 6 months. I recorded that stuff back in the winter. It's now the summertime. So I feel like the questions that I would probably get from you guys would probably be something along the lines of, how do you know what kind of filler metal to use for this repair, like the base material, what is it made out of? So the differential cover, that big circle that we're working on, is actually welded on, and it looks like metal core or some sort of MIG weld. So I was pretty confident that the material itself would be fairly easy to weld to, and it was. So I wasn't too worried about that, because with cast things sometimes you can get questionable, but cast steel for the most part I don't have too many problems with. It's been about, like I say, about 6 months, and I work for this customer on a regular basis and haven't heard anything bad back, and I've seen the truck on the road, so I think the repair worked out okay. Yeah, so you guys obviously saw the process. I just used die grinder, needle scaler, my stick welder, 7018 rods, a little bit of preheat from the torch, and to burn the oil out of the crack too as well, because it's going to splash around in there as it's driving, and so it'll, even though I got the part pretty hot gouging, I just wanted to make sure and put a little bit of preheat in there. I like to get stuff up to 200 degrees or so, like you can hold your hand above it for a few seconds before it starts to hurt, kind of thing, or you can smoke it with acetylene, like using an acetylene torch and not turn the oxygen on, and when the acetylene the soot starts to burn off, you know that you're at probably about 300 degrees or so, or you can use a temple stick. It's like a marker that burns at certain temperatures. But yeah, I just like to get it, just get the chill out of it, get the water out of it, no condensation, all that kind of stuff. I didn't have any kind of procedure to follow on this one. I just went with what I felt and worked out. Some of the questions probably for you guys too as well, probably be the red blanket. It's a Kevlar and fiberglass blanket. It doesn't burn. It does burn a little bit, but it doesn't burn a lot. And I had an airbag on either side of me, and I was working over top of it like that kind of thing. So I was worried about airlines and wires and all that kind of stuff. It is not uncommon to have a problem where you do bust an airline or blow up a bag or something like that. But a lot of the time it's more expensive to take the time to unhook all that stuff and then rehook it back up again. And you're not going to rehook up some dry rotted airbag anyways. You're going to replace it. So I take the gamble a lot. Rarely do I have any problems, but I have had problems before, so it's not uncommon. Yeah, if you have any questions about that repair or anything welding related at all, feel free to give a comment below. We're also on Instagram, LK Welding, at LK Welding on Instagram. I post on there semi-frequently, and I was into that before I was into YouTube. So if you have any personal questions or anything like that, shoot me a message on there. I'd be happy to talk. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. If you have subscribed, I appreciate you. Last time I checked, we're pretty close to 1,900 subscribers, which is really cool. I can't believe that there's 1,900 people out there that are willing to watch this stuff. It's really awesome. It's really great. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video, and thanks for watching.